Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. Chances are, if you haven't been living under a rock for the last week, you have heard about the all-new C8 Corvette. It has taken social media by storm. Tons of people are super excited, and of course, there's a bunch of purists that are pissed off. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about the new Corvette. Performance statistics, all of the options, how much it costs, and of course, am I myself buying one? In addition, of course, this is Vehicle Virgins, I'm gonna be giving you 5 things that I hate about it. Before we head out and talk about the Corvette, I wanna give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, SimpliSafe. SimpliSafe is an extremely reliable, easy to use home security system that will instantly make sure your home is safe. It's monitored by professionals 24/7, so if there's an emergency, they will call you, and in case of a break-in, they will send police. I'll be honest, I'm not the most familiar with security systems, but SimpliSafe made it extremely easy to set up. The system is very intuitive, and instantly, I feel at ease. I've got a motion sensor in the office. It's sleek, it's small, yet still has great range to protect all the documents I have here, and of course, I have a camera set up in the garage to protect my beauties. I've wanted a good camera system for the garage for a very long time, so I'm extremely excited that I found SimpliSafe. There are even entry sensors with thoughtful features like reminding you that you left a door open. The sensors are so small that you hardly even notice them. And the prices are extremely fair. There's no hidden fees whatsoever. You get full protection for just 50 cents a day. The system is even equipped for worst case scenarios, meaning if you lose power, it still works. Seriously guys, the system is awesome, super easy to use. If you can read, you can set it up. So go to simplisafe.com/vehiclevirgins to get yours, to protect your house, protect your cars, all of your automotive memorabilia, power tools, and everything that makes you an automotive enthusiast. All right, on to the video. I haven't been giving the E63 a ton of love lately. That's because I've spent the majority of my time daily driving this 720S Spider, but today I feel like it's time to hop back into the E63. Ah, sweet. It is 104 degrees outside. The last couple weeks in Los Angeles have been unbearably hot. The new Stingray is powered by a 6.2-liter pushrod V8, very familiar to Corvette enthusiasts, dubbed the LT2. It's actually very similar to the LT1 that powered the previous Stingray, but there are a bit of changes. Now, equipped with the performance exhaust, the new Stingray makes 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. If it's equipped with the Z51 performance package, it's able to hit 60 miles an hour from a standstill in less than 3 seconds. That is unbelievable. A base model Corvette doing 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. This isn't the Z06, this isn't the ZR1. It makes you imagine, what are those going to be like in a couple of years? Equally impressive is the price. The new base model C8 will cost you just $59,995. That's right, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, a mid-engine supercar layout for under $60,000. For reference, a new C63, not even the S, will cost you $69,000. It weighs more, has less horsepower, is slower, and, well, you get it. It costs $10,000 more. The value for money for the new C8 is unbelievable. The new C8 comes standard with an 8-speed double-clutch transmission made by Tremec. Let's just hope the paddle response is significantly better than the rather horrifying automatic transmission in the previous generation C7 Corvette. Another first for the Corvette is it no longer uses leaf springs. That's right, the first time in any Corvette it doesn't use leaf springs of any kind. There are 4 coils at each of the 4 corners. It's crazy how far Chevy has pushed the boundaries with performance with the leaf spring and front engine layout. Now, no telling how fast this car is going to be. The car has an all-new active exhaust that changes its exhaust note depending upon what mode you are in, but there is no performance benefit to being in sport mode versus comfort. The Corvette structure uses predominantly aluminum. In fact, it's all aluminum minus just 2 pieces that are carbon fiber. Well, carbon fiber could have been used to drop the weight down, to increase the rigidity. Chevy really wanted to make the price of the new C8 competitive, so they stuck to predominantly aluminum. Because of that, the car does weigh about 100 pounds more than its predecessor, but it's 18% more torsionally rigid than its predecessor as well. So there's a little trade-off there. Chevy is giving you a plethora of colors to choose from when speccing your new C8. There's 12 different color options, all of the options that you had before on the C7, plus 3 new ones. There's Accelerate Yellow, Rapid Blue, and Zeus Bronze. I'm a huge fan of the Rapid Blue. There's also 2 different wheel options to choose from. I much prefer the Trident wheel option. 19s in the front is standard, 20 in the rear, and there's 3 different color finishes for each wheel, giving you a total of 6 different options. There's also 4 caliper colors you can choose from as well. The level of customizability of the new Corvette is unlike anything they've ever had before. There's 3 different performance levels to choose from. FE1, that's the base car. It comes with standard suspension. Then they skipped FE2 for some reason. And then we've got FE3, which comes with the Z51 package, also gives you electronically controlled limited slip rear differential, larger brakes, as well as summer tires. Then there is the FE4 option, the big daddy of them all, that includes everything from the FE3, but also gives you adaptive magneto-areological dampers so that you're best set up for the road as well as the track. The Z51 package also gives you some aerodynamic elements, a rear spoiler in the back, as well as a new front splitter. There's even a ground effects kit you can get as well to give you all of those little aerodynamic bits that you want to make your car look better. And of course, yeah, add a little bit of downforce as well. Now, all of the aerodynamic elements can be customized in exposed carbon fiber as well. You want the front splitter in exposed carbon, you've got it. You can even get the Targa roof fully in exposed carbon as well. Chevy has stepped their game up immensely with the interior of the C8. There are 6 different color schemes to choose from, some of which are two-tone that actually make the interior for the first time feel like a high-end sports car, and I'm really excited about that. There's a 12-inch fully digital instrument cluster that's customizable depending upon what driving mode you're in. It changes colors, the graphics change as well. There's also a big digital infotainment screen off to the side, tilted towards the driver, and a massive, really unique-looking bridge that houses all of your HVAC controls. Finally, for $60,000, you are getting a wonderful interior. Now, despite the fact that the Corvette is now mid-engine, they still made sure to give it ample storage space. That was one of the hugest advantages of buying a Corvette over other sports cars, is the fact that the rear opening hatch could house an insane amount of stuff. Now, we don't have quite as much storage space as before. There's 2 cubic feet less for a total of 13 cubic feet of storage capacity. For reference, a 488 only has 8.1 cubic feet of storage space. So you can still put all of your belongings in the new C8 Corvette. So what could I possibly hate about the new Corvette? Honestly, not much. It's incredible value for money. The performance bargain for 60 grand is unbelievable. The interior is better than ever. It's mid-engine, so it's going to handle very, very well. And it seems to be a good platform to work on for the future. Now, the question is, am I buying one? No, I'm not gonna get a new C8 Corvette. The good news is a lot of YouTubers are getting them, Street Speed 717, as well as the Stradman, and I'm sure many others as well. Main reason I'm not getting one, because I know the Z06 and the ZR1 are coming out in the future. Those are cars that I am definitely interested in getting. I think there could be some pretty cool build options. Another reason is because it's naturally aspirated, you can't modify it all that much short of slapping on a supercharger or a pro charger, but I'm excited to see these things hit the road. So, 5 things I hate about it. This was a hard one. So, the first thing I hate about the new Corvette C8, this is the most obvious one, and it's the fact that it doesn't come with a manual transmission option. That's right, there is no way to get a manual transmission in the new C8 Corvette, which I think is a huge disappointment. Hear me out. The last generation C7 automatic transmission had the slowest, most garbage paddle response of any sports car I've ever driven. So fingers crossed, I am praying that the new 8-speed DCT made by Tremec has a huge improvement, because honestly, after driving an automatic and a manual Z06, I was so frustrated with the automatic and the lack of response. I mean, literally, you'd pull a downshift paddle, and then it would downshift. You pull an upshift paddle, it was pretty good on the upshifts, but still there was this delay that made driving it nowhere near as fun as it could be. So I'm hoping they fix this with the new DCT transmission. Obviously, it's expensive to develop a manual transmission as well as the DCT transmission. They actually have to crash test both the DCT car and the manual car, treating them as two separate vehicles, which means it's going to be expensive, and perhaps it would have raised the base price of the car. And considering they wanted to bring it way down, I understand that. The other thing is they argue that the take rate wasn't very high on Z06s, not enough people were buying them. I understand, but on a car with 495 horsepower, it's not like we're talking about the ZR1 that's all about lap times, setting a Nürburgring record, getting the best quarter mile time. This is the everyday, every man's Corvette. I really think it should have come with a manual transmission. Second up, it's literally so hot outside that I had to pull over because my cameras were overheating, so we're in the shade now. But the second thing I hate about the new C8 Corvette is the rear end. It looks exactly like a new Camaro. Now, part of the reason is because the exhaust, we're used to seeing those 4 exhaust tips in the center of the Corvette at the rear. They've been moved to the side, so we've got a quad exhaust system that looks similar design-wise to the Camaros, but that combined with the rear taillights, combined with that small spoiler, just looks shockingly like a Camaro. And I wish there was more of a distinction between the two, given the fact that this is their all-out sports car. So what do you think? Do they look the same? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, the C8 Corvette is way too heavy. Chevy says that the dry weight of the car is 3,366 pounds, which translates roughly to a curb weight of 3,600 pounds. In a land where power to weight ratio is king and all of its exotic rivals are working harder and harder to lose weight, it's crazy to think that the C8 Corvette base model weighs more than a C7 ZR1 with 755 horsepower. I was hoping they'd drop the weight a little bit more. I understand they didn't use as much carbon fiber because they wanted to keep the entry price low for the C8, but I'm hoping they use extensive carbon fiber with the Z06 and the ZR1 so we don't see a big weight increase between the base model and the more performance-oriented ones so they can stay competitive in the market. But still, 3,600 pound curb weight for a Corvette, that's a lot. Fourth up is the front end. Overall, I think they killed it with the looks of the new C8. It's very futuristic. Yes, it does look a bit like a baby Ferrari, but let's be honest, that's kind of what the Corvette is, especially now that it's mid-engine. It's a more budget-friendly, performance-oriented, American-built, well, kind of Ferrari competitor in a way. The front end of the car, though, feels a little bit too busy to me. It's almost a bit insect-like. It's got a bit of kind of Acura NSX, a little bit of Lotus, and whereas the C7 front end was an enormous step forward from the C6, I feel like I enjoy the C7's front end more than the new C8. The side of the car, though, I think they absolutely nailed it, and the interior is gorgeous. Last up is the C8's steering wheel. They went for a squared off race car look, but the overall shape of the steering wheel ended up coming out very awkward. If you look at other sports car manufacturers like Porsche, BMW, they have nailed the 3-spoke steering wheel. It's something that you look at and touch every single time you're behind the car. So a good design, a great feel, and having the right number of buttons, not too many so that you're distracted, and just having the essentials is key to a proper sports car. Interestingly, they went with a 2-spoke layout that kind of reminds me of a luxury car. The only car that I've ever owned with a 2-spoke layout was an S-Class, and it kind of feels more like something that would be in a Cadillac than a new Corvette. If they had committed to the square design and not made it this awkward square round shape, as well as eliminated more of the buttons and then extended the paddles, I think one thing that Chevy needs to work on is their paddles only extend upwards. It would be nice to see them both extend upwards and downwards so you have a bigger grip on the paddles for shifting like you're used to seeing in pretty much every single supercar. Other than that, though, I really do like the C8. Amazing value. The performance is wild. 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. I can't wait to see these on the road. I can't wait to test drive one for the first time. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those were just 5 little things that I wasn't a huge fan of with the C8 Corvette, but overall, it is an awesome car. If you liked the video, smash that subscribe button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next video.